8 points now behind Manchester City after they won. We'll speak about them later on. Is Chelsea out the title race, Frank?
I don't know yet. I wouldn't say definitely that they're out of race, but seeing what they're showing us, seeing the result that they're giving to their fans, I have the tendency to think that it's already all over. And not only because of the way Chelsea plays, but because also the way of Manchester City is handling the situation as well. That's not enough. Of course, yeah, you can have the excuse of the injuries, of the COVID, but and with all due respect, because I think today Brighton deserve at least a point. It's Brighton playing against Chelsea. We are talking about the champion of Europe against Brighton. So even with half of the team, being injured, with the players and the personnel you had today, I think it should have been enough to win that game. And they've been under domination for, I would say, 2/3 of the game. So it's not enough. Of course, it's not enough, and it's not normal to see that kind of result from Chelsea.
What's Tuchel getting wrong, Stevie?
I'm not so sure Tuchel's getting anything particularly wrong. I just think that the players, all at one time, have lost that edge. He's complaining after the game about how tired they are, blah blah blah. But the truth is, you've got a front four of Mason Mount, Lukaku, Pulisic. I mean, you're talking about 70-odd million to buy any one of these guys. So he can't complain about the names on the back of the jersey that's on the field of play. They're just struggling for form, and sometimes it happens. And when that happens, then you have to dig results out. And they couldn't do that today, primarily because a couple of bad decisions, yes. But the truth is, they got outplayed for 3/4 of this match. They started quickly. They had a good spell at the end, even though Brighton did score in the 90th minute. But in between, they got completely outplayed. They're just out of form. And I'm not so sure that there's too much that Tuchel can do about that.
You can stop moaning for starters.
Well,
he's another one.
That would be a good place.
Yeah, I mean, him and Klopp and others, even Brendan Rodgers, it was the battle of the moaners yesterday at the King Power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a really entertaining game in the end, but it was the battle of the moaners. He's another one. Are Brighton not tired? Are Graham Potter's men not tired? No. They know this is coming. They know these fixtures are here. This is part and parcel of where you finish up at the end of the year, good or bad. Look at his bench. You know, he can't help injuries. Christensen, I don't know if it was a knock or not. Certainly Reece James was a knock.
Yes.
Was a challenge. That's an occupational hazard of playing the game. You can pick up these injuries if you don't play for 2 weeks. So I'm sorry, but I'm sick to bleeding death of these Premier League managers whinging and moaning about their players being tired. Of course your players are tired. If they're not tired, there's a problem. But you have a squad, and by the way, you have a gazillion players on loan, as Chelsea and other clubs do. You should have some of the best kids in European, if not world football, all these Premier League clubs with their academies. There is no excuse for having a shortage of people on the bench or having players who can't play. Because of the money that clubs have, the squads that they have, the academies that they have, and the loan players that they have, all these together should make for the ability, COVID or not in the main, to go and put teams out and not have to sit there after a defeat and say, should have had a penalty, players are tired, too many games. People are just fed up listening to it now, right? At the end of the day, Brighton played some good stuff. For a couple of years now, they've played some good football. Their problem has been they have been a little lightweight up front, but they play some good stuff. And for periods of this game today, they outplayed and outfoxed this Chelsea team.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.